The story begins in a farmhouse nestled amidst the mountains where a family resides. This family owns the farm and all the land around it. The family consists of his wife, children, and his brother. Reddy had gone hunting in the mountains with his friends, but it had been 10 days with no sign of him. No guide had returned from the mountains. The family had informed the police as well. The police conducted a search operation, but due to bad weather, they had to halt it midway and could not find any trace of the rally. Moreover, the mountains he had ventured into were known for the fact that those who go there do not return. It was famous about the mountains that whoever ventured into them never returned. After Reddy, his family was being looked after by his brother Rowdy. Near their farms, there was another man living alone named Eddie. Anyway, here we see Rowdy and Grady's wife Ellen together. This meant they were having an affair, which their eldest son had now realized. Because of this, he started keeping his distance from his uncle Rowdy. Blake felt that Rowdy didn't want his dad to return. Therefore, he decided to search for him himself. However, Rowdy himself loved his brother very much and was the one who... Grady was more concerned. Seeing Dre about to go alone, he stops him, takes his horse, and decides to go himself to find his brother. Although he has a bad leg and climbing the mountains is quite difficult for him. But, amusingly, there was no need for all that because shortly after, we saw that the car had returned. Its condition was so bad that from a distance, they couldn't even recognize it. It was Reddy. He couldn't walk. His face looked dreadful. They support him as they bring him, and he starts to fall outside, which meant he had become very weak. They help him up and take him to his room to lie down. They called a doctor to check on him, and the doctor explained how Reddy had become extremely weak, but it was a miracle that he had survived and returned from the mountains. According to the doctor, no one could survive without food for that long. Reddy had eaten something during those 10 days, which is why he managed to survive and return. However, his body had become very weak. They needed to give him water and food at regular intervals to help him recover quickly. When it comes to food, Grady looks at his son with a strange expression. Even his son is frightened by his stern look. A little later, we see a fight starting between Rowdy and Drake because Drake feels that now his reprimand has returned, so they don't need Rowdy. In anger, he tells Rowdy to stay away from his mum, to which Rowdy replies that he doesn't know the truth yet, so please calm down and go help your mum. Drake goes inside, where his mum has already prepared food for Reddy. Drake takes the food upstairs, and from behind, Alan says to Rowdy, It doesn't even seem like Reddy. Looking into his eyes, it feels like someone else is there. Just as they said this, a terrifying noise was heard as if many things had shattered. Upstairs, they found Drake had dropped the food. Ellen spoke to Drake, who explained, "It's not my fault. Grady dropped the food himself, yet he was still crying out in hunger." Alina then went closer to check on him, and Grady, in a strange way, caressed his own body and said, "The taste is good. Does this mean he now craves human flesh?" As soon as she heard those words, Irina was terrified, and then we were shown a picture on the site depicting the true situation. Anyway, they all decide to go to sleep. In the middle of the night, they hear the horse screaming and someone groaning terribly. Rowdy went outside to see that someone had attacked his horse and injured it severely. You could say that the horse was torn apart. He looked around, but there was no animal or person, although something was shown to us swaying in the background. Cake Reddy was looking at the horse with piercing eyes and giving a creepy smile. Hearing all this noise, their neighbor ID had also arrived. They thought it was the work of some wild animal, but Eddie had understood the real situation. He felt that all this was Grady's doing. As soon as the morning arrives, he desires to meet and retrieves a knife from his pocket, commencing to narrate his tale. During his childhood, when his uncle returned from those treacherous mountains barely clinging to life, akin to a lifeless vehicle, he was exceedingly frail and had annihilated the entire family of ID. Due to this heinous act, the police fatally shot him, otherwise he would have slaughtered the remaining individuals as well. He informs Maddie, "I am aware that a comparable power has entered you as well. It had entered Uncle and was consuming you from within, hollowing you out. If you could expel it from within, you would be fine." Hearing this, Credit suddenly straightened up like a ghost and screamed that she had already done all this. "She had taken over my body. She makes my body hollow." Now, he thinks of Marty, and Reddy reads his thoughts and tells him, "Whatever you are thinking, do it or die, that you are an old man. You have no strength behind you, and I am a good farmer. If you give me respect, you will spend your whole life grinding in the prison." But Ivan would come here. Dizzy articulated this. He reclined, and Eddie departed from that location. Eddie was terrified. He now felt compelled to alert everyone about the impending danger, so he approached Rowdy and commenced to explain everything in detail, clarifying that what they were witnessing was no longer Credit. Credit's physical form remained, but within it, Credit's soul was absent. Instead, the malevolent soul of Wendigo had infiltrated it, a demonic entity that resided in the mountains and possessed individuals. It was both a cannibalistic and self-destructive force. It used to eat humans and had attacked their family before as well. He is famous for saying that somehow he will kill it. In the car room, we see Kalina noticing that the food was still lying there as it was. As she was about to pick up the food and return, Grady called her in his voice. For a moment, it felt like perhaps the evil soul had fallen asleep and the real Grady was conscious. He was talking to Julina, telling Alina that they went hunting in the mountains but got lost there. They forgot the way. They took shelter inside a house. 4 people went to call for help, but they never returned. Grady and his companion were starving. As they were starving, an unusual voice was heard by Clady saying, "Let me in and I will save you. This is truly my voice." It was a demonic soul, and to save himself he agreed, after which that soul entered Grady. As soon as the soul entered, Grady began to act strangely. He told Stalina that the soul made me kill my own friend, and then I killed and ate him. Reddy also warned Elena that the soul inside him, the demonic spirit, still wants to hunt more. He had just revealed all this when Kalina got scared and started to leave. But before a second could pass, Reddy stood in front of her. Reddy then grabbed her by the neck, and from his mouth now, it appeared as though he was prepared to devour Alina. Why hadn't he attacked Alina and consumed her earlier? From behind, Rowdy aimed a firearm at him, which infuriated him, and in the blink of an eye, he dashed into the room, secured himself inside, and commenced wreaking havoc on everything within. He persistently screamed in a horrifying voice, which greatly terrified Drag and his sibling. To preserve their lives, Alina was on the verge of leaving the house with the children and Rowdy when a notion struck in the IDSL that he had resolved to undertake. He will definitely kill. He dares everyone to save their sister, to save their lives. Here, Drake refuses to go with them because he feels he should save his dad's life, to which Alina slaps him and explains, "Drake, do they look like your dad to you? Look at his condition. There's a demonic soul inside him that needs to be killed. Otherwise, he will kill us. And the car itself told me all these things." After saying this, these people leave the house. He goes upstairs to kill Credit, but before that, Cardi comes from behind and strangles him, killing him. Here we see Abrody, who had gone outside with a gun because he also wanted to finish Grady. Elena came up behind him and hugged him. After that, without looking, he went inside a house. As soon as he entered the house, he first saw the corpse of Heidi, after which he angrily went to Grady's room to kill him. But at this time, Grady was helplessly lying on his bed. Oh this. He commenced behaving as though he was utterly pitiful and completely helpless. Rowdy appeared to hover above his sibling, and as soon as he became emotionally vulnerable, Daddy launched an attack on him. Upon hearing the commotion, Elena immediately recognized the peril. She swiftly took her children and concealed them elsewhere before arriving at the scene. He had also brought along his brother Rowdy's lifeless body with him. He forcefully ushered Elena into the kitchen of the house and placed Rowdy's body upon the table. He then proceeded to elucidate to Lena. Belina was asking for a very dangerous task. Belina was telling her to cook Rowdy's meat. He instructed her to first cut up Rowdy and then put a pot of water to boil, make Rowdy soup and serve it. Elena was not at all ready to do any of this. How could she possibly do such a thing? When Elena refused, Grady slapped her hard, causing her to fall to the ground, and she saw Drake had come to rescue her. However, if Grady's suspicion had increased, he would have killed her first. To distract Grady, she started doing what he had asked. They began to cut up Rowdy's body here, and after cutting it into pieces, he put all the meat into a bowl. Then he set the soup to boil. Meanwhile, from behind, Drake aimed a gun.
They began the loading. Super cooker Elena placed a ready case in front of Reddy, who then asked her to prepare another bowl, as he wanted Elena to share the meat. Elena said she wasn't hungry, but just then, a bullet slipped from Trek's hand and fell. Reddy's attention was caught, so Elena agreed to Reddy's request to eat Rowdy's meal. She took a bowl and sat down, reluctantly eating Rowdy's meat. At this point, Grady tried it once, and then he started eating like a wild animal. As soon as everything in his bowl was finished, he grabbed Elena by the collar and said, "My condition is because of you and Rowdy." Before he could harm Elena, Drake fired a shot from behind. The shot caused Grady to leave Elena and run away, but Elena got injured. When Kalina came to help her, she said, "Go and save the team," and by then he must have reached the team, following her advice. When he went to the team, What he saw was that the vehicle, in a terrifying manner, his brother's throat was once again in danger. He wasn't going to kill him, but then Drake came from behind. He left the team for a minute and told the tree, "You all shouldn't stay together. You know where in my stomach." And with that, he laughed maniacally. His eyes had turned white, which meant that the inner Grady was now dead, and what stood before them was something else. As he was about to rewrite the team's fate, Dre shot him from behind, and Grady fell lifelessly. At this point, they thought they were safe, but that was merely their assumption, because the crook ominously rose and seized Dre from behind, and just as he was on the verge of killing him, Elena arrived precisely in time. She liberated Drake, placed a gun into Grady's mouth, and fired a shot directly into his head, ultimately ending his life. 2 individuals were now dead. His body had become unrecognizable, yet the terrifying sound emanating from within the clock remained audible to them, signifying that the threat was not yet over. What peril will it present before them next? With this suspense, the story concludes here.